Hello, my fellow up to no gooders. Anthony Hazelwood here, coming to you guys with another segment of Minecraft in the news. What I usually do with this particular segment is I talk about stuff in current events. It doesn't necessarily have to be news. In this case, it is news. If you hear anything in the background, everybody, that is my daughter. Very cute. She's 1.5 years old, and a lot of this actually has to pertain to her, as well as a lot of Americans, in fact, and it will most definitely affect her lifetime, along with a lot of people that are alive now. And that is Obamacare. So I feel like I have to do a video about this because as a YouTuber and someone that's actively trying to pursue a career in YouTube, I feel like YouTube is a wonderful device for politics and getting out political views and everything. And now I am not liberal and I am not conservative. I'm completely unbiased as far as the two parties go. I stand somewhere more in the middle, and I would like to take a more unbiased approach at looking at Obamacare because, and I will say initially when Obamacare came out, I was like, really? That's what they're doing? Are you kidding me? Because I don't like the idea of government saying, oh, you need to buy this, etc. I wasn't too happy about that. But then looking at it a little bit more, I think I get it. I get what they're trying to do here. And the best thing that's coming out of Obamacare is people are going to be able to get health insurance that couldn't get it before. Now, before everybody goes off about me having to carry Joe Schmo over here, I want to lay a little bit of justice down on you guys and kind of level you guys, because the people that say that, you guys really, really piss me off. Okay, I worked in the oil fields for 1.5 years. I was making really good money, and never once did I think that, oh, we should end unemployment, we should end welfare, etc. Now, I do believe, like in welfare's case, if the mom's on drugs and she's just having babies to get welfare, yeah, I don't think she deserves to do it because that money should be going to the kids. I think the kids should be taken away from moms like that, and then that money should be given to those kids because it's not their fault their mom's a greedy whore. But in most cases, you never know what's going to happen, especially in this economy and in this day and age. You could be unemployed tomorrow, and you know what system you're going to be thanking God is there? The unemployment system, or whatever system ends up helping you out. So with this healthcare system, them taking out the pre-existing conditions and all that stuff, that is a huge win for everybody. This is a huge win for conservatives, even though most of them won't admit it. And this is a huge win for Democratic alike. This is a huge win just for America, because this is something that needed to be taken out. These companies didn't want to. They weren't going to cover you before, and now they are forced to cover you regardless of what ailment you have. And that, my friends, is a win for America in my humble opinion. But here is where I kind of draw the line. What they're doing is they're forcing you to get the health care, and but what's the incentive to getting the health care? Please elaborate on this. Other than maybe you getting into a car accident and being rushed off to the ER and not having it. Okay, let's say you get diagnosed with cancer, right? You go to the doctor, you know what I mean? You get diagnosed with cancer. You don't have healthcare. Now, with the pre-existing thing, once you figure out you have it, you can just go get healthcare after you get diagnosed with it. So please tell me, what's the incentive? Oh, they're going to fine you. I'd rather pay one annual fine, which is cheaper, by the way, at least from the research that I found. If anybody has any other information on that, because it was pretty scarce, but from what I've read, it is cheaper to just go with the fine. But you guys, there's a comment section down there, and you can always disagree with me. That's okay, because that's how we keep it unbiased, right? We listen to each other, and free flow of ideas and opinions is what I want here. I want to start a conversation. That's exactly why I'm doing this, So, so it's cheaper for me. And, my daughter's already got Medicare, so she's covered, and that's important to me. And, but for me, I don't need it. I mean, I'm healthy. I go to the gym, but if there was a situation where I need it, I'm glad that I can get it. I can say, okay, well, now I got cancer, so I'm going to go ahead and you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get it, right? Because okay, I got cancer, so now I got it when I actually need it, as opposed to when I didn't need it, I had it, and that's what I'm talking about. Why don't they just make it a situational care, or why didn't they just make it where, like Canada, which I believe has a better healthcare system than America? Now, you get these arguments about waiting in lines and all this other stuff for medical procedures and everything. But I've got friends in Canada, and they say it's not really as bad as this. They say it's not as bad as what some of the people here want to say it is. And they said that they did tell me that sometimes it can be waiting in line, but it's not like you're waiting in line for a couple months. Now, if it's a absolute serious illness, you're going to be waiting in line over here just as much as you're going to be waiting in line over there. So I don't know. I don't know. And that's where I feel like it should be. I would rather just pay taxes on it than have to go out and shell out $300 for health insurance. And that's another where the issue goes. It's there is subsidies, and they, for people that can't afford it, it's going to be cheaper. Okay, but here's the thing: like, who can afford it? What kind of subsidies or what subsidizing are we talking about here? I am not in any way okay with you just saying, well, yeah, I made $50,000, so you don't qualify to get it, and then you're paying $300. People are barely making it right now as it is, and there's a reason why they're not taking the health. If they're making $50,000, they had health insurance already, and if they didn't have it, there was a reason they didn't have it, because they couldn't afford it. And now what you're saying is the people that couldn't afford it in the first place, that had an option to take it, are being forced to take it. Okay, that makes no sense whatsoever. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be forced. We live in America. We should make our own decisions upon it. And I bet a lot of them, the only thing that's a positive to those people now is now where they wouldn't have been able, if something did happen and they needed to get it, they weren't able to get it before. Now they can get it because there's no pre-existing condition, and age is not something that that can be taken into consideration at all now, and that's great. And this is what is great about Obamacare. Okay, this is what I absolutely adore about Obamacare, is that it's starting to have the conversation about caring about the people, and that is the message that it's trying to send. And unfortunately, it gets screwed up with all, and this is why I can't stand Fox News. I can't stand CNN for the on that note too, because they're both extremely left and right, or right and left respectively, as from what I said. And you go on there and all they want to do is bash Obama. And, they say that it's, or, you go on the other one and they just want to bash everything that the Republicans are saying. And there's really middle ground here, with everything that's going on in Obamacare. But I don't know, guys. Overall, there needed to be healthcare reform. But unfortunately, it's not over yet. And Obama's sitting there saying, well, it's in and we're not going to change it. We're not going to change it. And my friend really had to explain this to me. Well, not a friend, but someone that we had a conversation earlier. He was saying, who's getting Obamacare? What's doing this? And his friend came on there, and she basically brought up a good point to me. She says, look, I've never had to call the fire department, but I still pay so that there is a fire department. I don't have children. She's an older woman, but yet I still pay so other people's children can go to school. And the thing is I'm happy to do that is basically the point that she's saying. So what I really take from her, that's a strong statement that she's making right there. She's saying, look, just because you don't need it or don't use it doesn't mean that someone else doesn't need it, and it's very, I don't know, douches. That's the word I'm going to use, guys. Douchist. It's very douchey to think, any other way. Really, it's just, she had a good point, and but she finished off by saying, but what we need to do is make it where it's not on an individual paying system, make it where it's universal healthcare. And people are going to scream at me saying socialist, da da da. No, it's not socialist to care about the person next to you. Although see, here's my issue, and I'm gonna stop playing here for a second just to get this out. We need to care about each other. That we need. I would like that to be something that we do. We should care for one another, because given in the same situation as someone else, you wouldn't want to be stuck in a situation where you couldn't be treated for cancer, or where you couldn't do something like that. We get so wrapped up about ourselves when we should be more wrapped up in like, what can we do to better mankind? And we don't have those discussions. We live in a greed-filled world, which is partially why Obamacare gets so much hate, because it is completely decimating some independent healthcare providers to the point that they can't even do anything anymore. And then in other cases, they're finding ways around the system so that they can charge more for your premiums and all this other stuff. And that, I don't think that was Obama's intention with this, but that's what ends up happening. In fact, there was something that I was listening to where Obama was trying to get it to where he could control the premiums, like how much that they're gonna charge. Now, if that would have went through with Obamacare, then I don't think we would be having as big as issue as what everybody's trying to bring up right now. But here's the bottom line, everybody. Obamacare is here to stay, and the only issue I can see as of right now is it needs to get better. It cannot stop. And Obama sitting there saying, well, you guys already signed the bill and all that stuff, that is not helping, Obama. Like, you are not helping your case. You should be working with them, because we, the people, are sitting here saying, look, we're not okay with you just being like, hey, you have to pay for this. Like, it would be better on a system where you just kind of taxed us, because then it doesn't burn as much, because, well, who knows how much is going to come out into our taxes. I mean, that's, but, your biggest mistake right now, Obama, is you're expecting our generation, the younger generation, to be the one that pays for it. But unfortunately for you, most of us, I know I am, and I've talked to a lot of people who feel the same way, we're not going to pay for it. We're going to wait until we get sick, and then we're going to pay for it, and then just take the fine at the end of the year. That's the plain and simple fact about it. And I'm not saying that to be mean, and I'm not saying that to offend anybody out there, because I want this system to work. I want it to work, and I would pay for it if I could, if he made it affordable, if he put it in our taxes and it was something that we had to pay for. That would be smarter, because right now you're banking on us going out and buying this product that most people don't want because they can't afford. You can't do that. That is a negative. You can't bank on that. You should have, if you wanted to make it a system where people had to pay for it to keep providing and putting into it, you should have made it a tax-based entity. But you didn't do that. You made it its own separate entity where you have to go out, shell out $300 per person in your household, and then at the end of the day, when it falls through, it's because you put it in a system like that. Not cool. And so the last thing I'm going to talk about right now, because this is the last issue that I kind of had with Obamacare, and then I'll just give like a quick overview, is the actual implementation of the what am I trying to say here? Of the website. Now, there's hackers on it, all kinds of stuff. I'm almost scared, even if I was to sign up for Obamacare. Let me tell you, I'm almost scared to do it, guys. That's scary, because hackers, all your information is going to be on there. I mean, that's got to be a hacker's dream. And the fact that the system's so messed up right now and there's multiple attacks going on. I mean, if you are going to sign up for Obamacare, guys, please wait until they get that system at least functional. Don't screw yourself over by thinking or trusting the government on this issue. They do not have it together. And for anybody that can afford it, I say, look, go get yourself insurance, at least the basic coverage, because we need to support this. And I hate, all that other stuff I said. I can't support it because I don't have the money to support it, guys. But if I could put $300 into it, I would, because this is gonna be for the betterment of of America, and I truthfully believe that. I truthfully believe that this system, because what's going to happen is if Republicans take over, they're going to try to get rid of it, and we don't want to get rid of this. We want to make it better. So if you can support it, do it. But if you can't, the best way to do that, the best way that we can handle this is saying, look, we're not going to pay for this. But at the same time, be like, we're supportive of it, but we're not going to pay for this. You need to find a different way of implementing this. And I think that's where it comes from. But do yourself a favor, guys. Stay away from the online thing until keep up on the news, figure out what's going on, because it's almost impossible to get on it right now even. But don't, under any circumstances, sign up for it right now until they get those issues resolved, because you're just going to end up getting your information out there to people that you don't want having your social security number and stuff like that. So, guys, pros and cons here a little bit, and then I'll end this little segment. Pros for Obamacare is that everybody can get health insurance now, and everybody can get it, and it doesn't matter about pre-existing condition, age, or anything like that, which is what we needed. Cons is that the system isn't perfected yet, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done by the Democratic side, and both sides really, to fix it. Not get rid of it, but to fix it, because it is a good system if we sit down and we actually fix it. So, with that being said, guys, those are the two ways that I'm kind of looking at that. And then the last kind of con there, like I was talking about, is the website. Please stay away from that until it gets fixed. But as always, guys, my name's Anthony Hazelwood. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts. Look, guys, if you guys want me to continue to do this Minecraft and new stuff, I know I got a couple people watching. The comment section below, I know it sucks, but leave some comments down there and like this video, and have a discussion with me, because I really want to converse about this. I know a lot of the bigger YouTubers like to get that conversations going down there below, but let me know if there's something that I'm not saying here. Let me know if I said something wrong, because I'm kind of talking out of my butt right now. So, I'm okay with constructive criticism and everything, guys. So, my name's Anthony Hazelwood. Hopefully you guys will join my fellow Up to No Good community by hitting that sub button, and I'll see you guys next time.